Alright guys, so what we're going to talk about is the most important thing that I can tell you. In anything that you learn here, you're going to want to start with this, the 8 dimensions of wellness. If you want to transform your life, if you want to transform your business, let me stop. You cannot move through any steps, anything without understanding as well as developing the balance, right? If you want to progress your life, right? You can progress your life in certain areas, right? We all know this. Oh, I'm physically fit, right? But you'll be emotionally damaged. Or there's some people that are spiritually advanced, right? But intellectually, they're dodo birds. So essentially, you need to find the balance. And let me jump in here. If your mind works how my mind works, you're noticing that the top thing is spiritual. First of all, most people, they come into the understanding of the most important thing you need to worry about is what? Your physical and your social and your environmental or occupational. No. Let me stop here and say this. You and I were and are spiritual beings before anything. Now this is going to fly over some people's head. That's okay. You'll come back to us later. If you don't, no problem. We are spiritual beings. You got to understand. Let me say this, right? When I was younger, I knew about the spiritual world, right? I just didn't acknowledge it. So I tried to what? Fight spiritual problems with intellectual. Fail. Then I got a little bit older. I was a teen. I still was trying to fight spiritual problems with my emotions and my social and environment. I'm going to just take myself out of here. It doesn't work that way, right? Let me do another scenario. If you invest all your time into, let's say, for instance, your finances, right? And you don't work on for instance, me as a young entrepreneur, for more than 10 years, I was just grind, push. So if you weren't in my community pool, like I literally pushed you away, which means my balance of everything suffered. So a lot of the problems I was having as a young entrepreneur, as a young man in general, in life, happened because I was focusing on specific areas. Intellectual, finances, and I was stuck in this trance of not understanding my emotions, right? Environmental, I've always placed myself in good positions as well as come from a good family and good background, right? Occupational, I've strategically got jobs that I've wanted. I've strategically picked industries to learn crafts, therefore I can be the person that I am today, right? So with that being said, I know I'm using a comb. Resourceful. That's part of the entertainment in the 5 core. Inspire, motivate, educate, entertain, and empower. And back to this. So with that being said, you have to understand all of these levels or dimensions per se, right? If you understand these dimensions in entirety in each, right? Okay, here's everything you need to know about spiritual level. Here's everything you need to know about the intellectual level, etc., etc., etc. You can't find balance. Well, first of all, right. You can't drive a car. You wouldn't be able to drive a car. You don't have the capacity, right? The understanding to drive a car unless you've been taught. If you're 5 years old, I give you a key to a car, a Mercedes-Benz, right? You jump in the car 5 years old, you're gonna crash, right? So we go through life never being taught this. Woo, that just hit somebody. We go through life, right? That's why I say this is the basics to life. This is an interrelative system. I know I just increased the intensity of my moving fast because I don't want to waste your time. Now, here, this is an interrelative system. That means all these things are working together. They're all doing separate things, but they're working together. Side note, a lot of people don't understand certain people, individuals like entrepreneurs that do a lot of stuff. You don't understand that because you don't understand the principle of an interrelative system. As I digress, let me explain. If you're doing 5 things, but are in the same field, you're not doing 5 different things, you're doing 5 things that are cohesively working together, right? So essentially, these are all working together. So yes, you're gonna have to work on 8 different things at all times, but strategically set time aside out for each one. That's what I want you to take from this. You can't work at them all at once. You say, all right, this month, today, this week, I'm gonna focus on this. You'll find through here on the website and the platforms and the mediums the multimedia that we post, you'll find different ways, to apply this. You'll find a way to say, all right, this month I need to make it make sense for my physical. All right, master that. Once you master that, you move on to the next one. So the places that you have the most issues with, that's where you go and start. You don't, it's the opposite of what normally you do. Normally in business, you work on what you're good at. You focus on that and then you just No. If you want to excel in life, you need to work on what you're not good at. You need to strengthen that muscle. If you couldn't walk, and I'm gonna leave you with this. If you couldn't walk because you had, I don't know the proper term, muscular something, you know, doctors know what I'm talking about, and the muscle hasn't grown and developed all the way, so it causes a problem with the mechanics, right? And I will learn that word and come back on another video and jump on here because I love to learn. And the mechanics don't work, so which means you can't walk at the time until you exercise, strengthen that muscle, right? Doesn't mean that you can't walk. It just means that muscle hasn't been developed. Until that muscle gets developed, you're gonna walk with whatever issue or not be able to walk. When that muscle is strengthened, right? We see it all the time. People are, oh, you'll never be able to walk. Please, with faith, oh, that's a whole nother ball game. You'll never be able to walk. All they're saying is right now in your current conditions, we don't see that it is possible for you to walk. But when you work out muscles, when you work out areas that aren't strong, what happens? They get stronger, they get better. So now that I've introduced the 8 dimensions of wellness, you can begin to understand the different levels to life, and then apply this, or excuse me, you can understand this and then apply that to the different levels of life, which is another video you probably already seen before this one. If you haven't seen it, you need to go check out Levels. The levels, man, I'm telling you, listen, this is gonna make sense. In each level that I show you, you have to apply this. So if you have a friend, right, they're walking around with 8 dimensions, right? Every dimension has a level. So let's say I have a friend named Bob. Bob's spiritual level is 2, his intellectual is an 8. You see where I'm going with this? It's very complex. That's why most people do not make it in life, because there's so much to analyze. And if you do take the time to develop, right, the discipline to go through the process, oh my God, you be feeling what I'm feeling right now. You walking and working in your purpose. My name is Just Me, and that was the 8 dimensions of wellness, the long version. I am so sorry, but I get really excited when I'm teaching something, and I want to help you, and you can help me. All you got to do is subscribe today to begin your transformation. Tell a friend, tell your mama, tell your sister, and your cousin. Listen, my name is Just Me, Jusme, and I'm the most resourceful entrepreneur. You can learn everything from life and business development stuff right here, right now. Thank you for watching.